Well, I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see.
This is James Mathers at NAB 2019 for the Digital Cinema Society and Studio Daily. I'm here in the Teradek booth with my old friend Michael Cioni. Michael's one of the co-founders of Light Iron Digital, and he's also a senior VP of innovation at Panavision.
That's right.
So what are we talking about today, Michael?
Well, today is really fun with our friends at Vitek and in the Creative Solutions Suite with Teradek. And they're always breaking new ground. And today, really significant new ground is this, which is the world's first 4K inline wireless transmitter. And you're like, okay, why do I need a 4K wireless transmitter? Well, of course, the answer is yes, of course. But here's the beauty of this. I mean, we're zero latency, so we maintain zero latency. And what Teradek has created with this is an inline system gold mount, so you can actually mate this with any camera. So here you're looking at the actual transmitter receiver, and we can cycle through and actually see that we're connected. And there you've got 2160. And we can transmit 2430 or 60 frames per second. Because it's in line, it has virtually no bumps. It's clean, it's integrated, and it's very elegant, and it's not going to interface with handheld problems or mounting or when you flip the camera around and stuff like that. And today we're showing it on a DXL2 because on a DXL2 we already have built in 4K signals in 6G form. So it's one cable. The Teradek 4K bolt can take 12G, so you can do 60p 4K if that's what the camera can provide, or of course 24/422 at 6G. So one cable gets you that. There's a loop through on it, and now you're transmitting zero latency. So if you kind of just look over here, we've got our zero latency transmission, and this is now giving us 4K wireless transmission. And I always find, in terms of demonstrations, if it works wirelessly at NAB, it'll probably work at LAX, and so that's kind of what you need. So this is two models of this. So it allows people to integrate that. We're also showing the updated version of the Teradek RT wireless fizz system. So this has zoom, iris, and focus as normal, but it's a hand unit that's ultra lightweight, highest torque motors in the market that also includes wireless video receiver. So you have video coming to your hand unit as well as wireless control to the lens. So those are all really important components. And in the Creative Solutions Suite, what I like about this group and why we get along at Panavision with them is because this is a group that's really focused on workflow. And workflow used to be a post term, right? You know, we used it all the time.
Well, that's where you came from.
Well, I suppose so, but it's also like production workflow. And workflow is in the form of combining a wireless receiver, a monitor, like in the Bolt 703, which is a wireless video monitor, and now wireless video monitor plus fizz control. That's workflow. And then transmitting, not just HD, but 4K, inline gold mount. That's workflow, right? And so I think a lot of crews do want less GAC on their cameras, but they want to be able to do more. And enhanced focus assist tools are going to be useful. In this large format world, we need that as well. And then in this large format world, another thing that's really changing with OTTs that are, doing all this great content is something you pointed out that very few people did. So we're going to go over here and just point out this lens. This lens is sort of like one of one. And we're actually looking at a lens that is anamorphic, front anamorphic, and you got 75 to 210 at a 2.8. So this is sort of a lens that could be used for episodic anamorphic, and you could get quite a bit of coverage in one lens through that. And we're just seeing so many people going in anamorphic. It's not like it went out of style. It's just that the opportunities to display anamorphic in exhibition spaces went up. And so there's more places that are accepting a widescreen display transmission, both in broadcast and broadband, in addition to the usual theatrical. So this is pretty cool because we have a reason to continue innovating new lenses in a new space for anamorphic. Anamorphic hasn't changed, but the spaces are changing, and that's kind of cool. Sensors are changing, TVs are changing, and so all that's pretty good space for innovation, and I think the Vitek section of Creative Solutions is aptly named because that's what you got to do, and we're trying to solve things for creatives, and we need technology to do that.
What are you guys doing with lens metadata?
In terms of lens metadata, we support Click/I, and so they've been showing version 3, which is fantastic and way, way advanced. So we're looking forward to integrating that into the system. Our Primo 70s, our Primo Artistes, and our Primo X line of lenses are our most modern sets of lenses. Not only do they have internal motors, but they support /I, and so that is pushed through our custom lens mount, which is called SP70, Super Panavision 70, which is a super large, shallow throat, so that you can mount pretty much any type of lens in it, and you can actually down convert lenses from large format to 35 to PV, and so that allows us to integrate legacy lenses through the camera as well. That supports /I, which is passed through into the red code, since we work with red on the camera, and red provides us the sensor, the ASIC, and of course red code, which is one of the most powerful parts of the red ecosystem. That supports the /I embedded. So now you're getting the /I inside the red code, along with the other goodies like CDLs and LUTs, and a proxy file that can be used for like a ProRes or an Avid DNX. All that now is happening. I mean, that's workflow. What we just described used to have like 5 boxes, and now it just happens every time you hit run stop. So these are the types of things that a lot of people have worked really, really hard to make simple. And I think that's part of what the fun part about being on teams like this is, and participating with these talented people, is seeing creative solutions actually come together.
And workflow isn't just in post; it starts at the camera or before you shoot.
That's right. Yeah, workflow is an umbrella uber alles, right? You know, it rules everything. I use a phrase sometimes called price per frame, which essentially means everybody puts a picture on a screen. Nobody misses a deadline somehow. Everything gets done somehow, and it gets up there. But what was the price per frame to get there? And I find people that embrace a better workflow simply pay less to get that same picture on the screen. And I'm not even talking about money. In fact, I'm not even talking much about money. When I say things cost money and you want to do a price per frame, I'm talking about time. I'm talking about frustration. I'm talking about arguments with your spouse. I'm talking about lack of sleep. That's way more expensive than dough. It's not even your money, but it is your time. It is your spouse. It is your sleep. You don't want to give that up. That's way too expensive. So a workflow truly will make it cost less for the individual. And we don't always get it right, but we're trying to make you sleep a little bit better and be a little bit happier at work. And that's what all this, I guess, boils down to.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Got it. Always a pleasure.